Alrighty, this is your tutorial for the homework assignment over area of parallelograms and triangles. I'll work the odd problems with you. So for 1 through 3, we're finding the area of the parallelogram. The formula for the area of a parallelogram is base times height. For number 1, our base is 20 and our height is 8. The base and the height have to be perpendicular, so where the two meet, I expect to see a right angle, which I do. So now I would take 20 times 8, which is 160. Our units are inches squared. For number 3, again, it's a parallelogram, and the area is base times height. Our base is broken into two pieces, so we combine them to get 18. And our height is 16. So we grab our handy dandy calculator to multiply that. 288 feet squared. For the next section, we're finding the area of triangles. For a triangle, the area formula is base times height divided by 2, or 1/2 base times height, same difference. So for number 5, we're looking at triangle ACD, which is the gray triangle. So the area is going to equal our base, which is 22, times the height, which is 16. So here you notice the height does not have to be inside the triangle, but it does have to be perpendicular with the base. And then divided by 2. So 22 times 16 divided by 2 is 176. So 176 feet squared. For number 7, we're going to find the area of triangle FGH, which is the non-shaded triangle. Again, in this one, our base is 9. Our height is also 9, and we're dividing by 2. So 9 times 9, which is 81, divided by 2. And it's 40.5 centimeters squared. Number 9 says, in the rectangle below, the length of one diagonal is 20 feet. What is the area of the rectangle? So we want to draw the diagonal. You might want to label it 25. So as you can see, I've now split the rectangle up into 2 right triangles. In order to find my area, which is base times height, I need my height of my rectangle. So because it's a right triangle, I would have to use Pythagorean's theorem. When I use Pythagorean's theorem, I have A, I have C, I don't have B. So the shortcut, if you're looking for B, is always the square root of C squared minus A squared. So in this case, it's the square root of 25 squared minus 24 squared. And put it in the calculator just like that. You get 7. So 7 is B. So now I can find my area. Base, which is 24, times my height, which is 7. 168 feet squared. For number 11, it tells us the perimeter of a square is 20 centimeters. What is the area? So if the perimeter is 20, and I know a square has 4 congruent sides, I could take this 20 divided by 4 to find each side's measurement. So this would be 5, and 5 represents a side. So the area of a square formula is side squared. So that means 5 squared, which is equal to 25 centimeters squared. For number 15, I would have to take the composite figure and break it into figures that I'm more familiar with. So I could cut across right here. That's too wide. Let's undo that. All right. So cut across right here. And I could cut across right here, or I could come straight down, which would probably be better. So it looks like 3 rectangles. So I would find the area of each one and then add them together. So area of rectangle 1 plus area of rectangle 2 plus area of rectangle 3. Since they're all rectangles, they all use the same formula, base times height. So now let's make sure we get all of the dimensions necessary for each rectangle. So for the first rectangle, it's 7 by 3. For rectangle 2, I know the entire top is 7, and this bottom rectangle 1, that little left corner, is 2, so this has to be 5. That represents the top of rectangle 2. And then the left side is labeled as 9, so it's 5 by 9. And then our last rectangle, rectangle 3, the top of it is 4. So we know that the entire side is 9. All right, let's break it up. Okay, let's look at the 6 piece right here. And we know this part is 3, so we know that this little part right here is going to be 3. And that 3 is part of this 9 piece. So that means this little dash portion is 6 to cover the 9 that represents the left and the right of rectangle number 2. So for rectangle 3, it's a 4 by 6 rectangle. So I would take 4 times 6. And then now I can grab my calculator, type all this in one line. 7 times 3 plus 5 times 9 plus 4 times 6. 90. So the total area is 90 feet squared. Number 13 says the figure below represents a section of a floor. A homeowner wants to cover it with marble tiles. The tiles cost $12.25 per square foot. What is the total cost of the tiles needed to cover this section? So since it is a rectangle, we got to find the area of the rectangle, which is base times height first. So 4 times 17. And it's 68. Now we would take this area and multiply it with our cost per tile, which was $12.25, I believe. That is an expensive tile. Definitely wouldn't put it in my house. Yes, $12.25. To figure out how much it's going to cost to cover this entire floor. $833. I guess it's not that bad. Number 17 reads, the area of a triangle is 60 square feet. The length of the base is 12. Find the height of the triangle. So the formula for a triangle again is base times height over 2. Put everything where it belongs. So the area that they gave us was 60. The base was 12. We are looking for the height, so it's still h. What I would do if I were you to keep the process consistent is put 60 over 1 and cross multiply. So when you cross multiply, you're going to have 12h is equal to 120. Divide both sides by 12, and h is equal to 10 feet. And this concludes your tutorial. Good luck on completing your assignment.